What's going on, everybody? This is Heath from the Southern Fried Rod Shop. I'm going to do a little update video for this week, show you where I'm at on the Monte Carlo build, and just kind of talk about the direction I'm going with it, and some detail work I plan on doing with it, and just talk about that for a little bit. Before I do that, though, I would like to send a shout out to Dr. Cranky. We got our honorable mention gift in the mail today. Sent us some Cranky cards. Thank you, sir, for that. I already opened them up and looked at them when I got home, and very cool. My favorites are the builder cards, especially for the builders that are not, in the YouTube community. It's cool to learn about those guys, reading the back of the cards and just seeing their builds on the cover of the card, and learning what they're into. And some of the guys I actually recognize from Facebook that are on those builder cards. So thanks again, Dr. Cranky. We appreciate that, and congrats to the winners. So for my build, the last you guys have seen, I was pretty much going to run the stock motor. Well, I changed my mind, and now I'm going with the 454 Super Sport. And I got this motor out of a Glue Bomb Chevelle kit that I'd had for a long time. Just kind of put it back for parts, and I'm glad I did, because I took it out, put it in the pond, put it back together and cleaned up some seams and stuff. And, it's really cool when you sit back and think of all the stuff that you've learned, which for me, I've been back building since, I guess going on a year and a half now. And it just amazes me looking at some of the stuff that I did when I first started, and, just kind of seeing the stuff I know how to do now. And by all means, I'm nowhere near, top notch or anything like that. But it's really cool to watch everybody's videos, and seems like every week I learn how to do something new, and it just feeds my addiction for this hobby. And I thank all you guys for the how-to videos. It really helps us builders out that, are just striving to try something new and learn how to detail something a better way than maybe what we knew how to do. So I thank all of you guys for that, all you veteran builders that help us out and just keep us inspired. As far as inspiration on this goes, Chevy Cheeseburger inspired me to start this car, and he's also, inspired me to do more detailing. You watch a lot of his videos with his pro mod builds and stuff, and he just goes all out on them. A lot of great detail stuff that he does. So going with this Holley Dominator carburetor that I'd actually bought from him a while back from Extreme Scale Detail, I used a watch part. Let's see if you guys can pick it up on camera. If it doesn't show up very well, I apologize, but you guys have seen it done from other builders in the past. And I'm hoping to run a cable off of that for the throttle linkage. Here in the front, you can see I've made a little alternator bracket. It's nothing fancy, but I did attempt it. I've got the Moroso valve covers on there. I've got those from Chip as well. And I think this motor just looks a lot better than what I could have done when I first got in the hobby. And that's just cool to me, learning how to do new stuff from watching you guys. And once again, I'm thankful that you veteran builders will share your tips and tricks with us. And I really enjoy it. But that's my motor. And what I'm going to do is order a pre-wired distributor and an MSD box from Chevy Cheeseburger. And I'm going with the red plug wires and the MSD box. And my plans are, I've got a diagram I printed out online. And I'm going to mount the MSD box on the firewall, and I'm actually going to use some very, very small styrene rod and make the little rubber vibration boots that go in all four corners when you mount on the firewall for the vibration. I'm going to go for that, and see how that works out. I'm also going to use my trusty pin vise and make me a hole on the side to run my wire in from the coil. And then on the bottom of the MSD box, I'm going to do another hole with a pin vise, and that's going to be where my hot wire and ground wire comes out. And I'm going to run my tack wire through the firewall and have it plugged into the MSD box as well. That's my plans. So as far as a little bit of detail work that I've done this past week in the engine bay, I went with a gunmetal color just to give a little, you know, a little more detail than just the body color itself, to kind of make the other stuff stand out. Let me get something for a pointer here. So for the, if you could see there, the little, you know, nuts and bolts, I've painted those to make that stand out. This is a decal here that goes on your fan shroud, but I did have to cut out the rubber, you know, fan shroud part here so that motor will fit. I've got my coolant jugs painted up. I've got my decals put on my battery, and some other cables painted here. I do believe that is your wiring harness, and I think if I can do it, I'm going to run some harnesses that'll meet up down here and then stretch them across the firewall over to this area. A buddy of mine at work told me that on the 1-1 cars, your I guess your computer or your fuse box is located behind this area. And then I've been looking at a bunch of pictures of a Monte Carlo of this year or close to it, and trying to get some ideas to do some more detail work on it. So that's what my engine bay looks like right now, and I did go with the little Holly decal here just to kind of put something extra on there. So that's what I've done there. Still working on my chassis. Got the rear end put in place. Got my tank painted. I'm trying to run a fuel line. I'm in the process of that right now. Also hoping to maybe go down the path of running some brake lines as well. Got my front end put in, a little detail painting going on there. That's still, of course, a work in progress. Haven't done much to it lately. And then I've got my interior. A few of you guys on Facebook have seen it already. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it turned out pretty good. You know, I said at the beginning of the build that it's going to be street strip, so I didn't want to do a roll cage. I wanted this something that, you know, your everyday, you know, Joe Blow that lives down the street's been working on this car in a spare time, and, you know, threw a big motor in there, and off we go to the races on the weekends. So let's see, I'll take it up here to the light so maybe we can see it a little bit better. Alright, so I went with I do believe that is a gray sky for the interior, and then I did some black detail painting. That is a parts box shifter that I found. It looks like a B&M shifter. Detailed my dash with white gauges. That is a parts box tachometer that I wired. You may be able to see the wire hanging down underneath there. Alright, and then in the back behind the passenger seat, I've just got a fire extinguisher down there, just to add a little detail. And then I have the blue that you see there behind the shifter. That is a GPS decal that I got off of a newer model Camaro kit, and I thought it would kind of look pretty cool in there. Kind of some stuff somebody could do to, you know, put some modern day in an older car. You see that quite a bit. But that's my interior, guys. I like it. I think it turned out pretty clean. And then last thing, you've already seen the wheels and tires. That's what we're going with there. So there's the rear slicks, and then the fronts are done as well. Got those, got those tires sanded down, and that's what we're going with on those. So I'm having fun with this build, guys. Kind of glad that Chevy Cheeseburger inspired me to pull this out and work on it. I am planning, however, to get back to work on that diorama when I get done with this car. So It's going to be hard not to fight the urge to start another car build. And I think the reason why I'm putting that diorama off so much is because I know it's something I've never done before. I'm nervous about doing it. You know, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I just hadn't done before, and I don't want to mess it up. But I need to get back to work on it. But just wanted to do an update video and show you where I'm at with the Monte Carlo and Chevy Cheeseburger. I hope you like it. You inspired me to start working on it again, and can't wait to see an update video on your build. And thanks again to Dr. Cranky for the Cranky cards. We appreciate that. I haven't been able to get none in a while, so I'm glad I got some to add to the stash. And just want to send a shout out to all my subscribers. Love being able to watch y'all's videos and be inspired. My buddy Vince Weston, he showed a video where he was trying to figure out if he was going to build a car or do a figure kit. And he was talking about being inspired from the figure builders. And then after I watched his video, I do believe it was a 48 Lincoln, you know, he was talking about, he did a review of the kit, which he did a great job, and he was talking about, you know, building it or not, or, you know, being inspired to go a different direction. And while I was watching his video, I was getting inspired on what I would like to do with a 48 Lincoln. And I was telling him, it's just crazy, you know, you guys keep my mind going in a million different directions. I really need to get me a pad and pen and write some of this stuff down, which I'm kind of afraid to, because I think it would be the whole entire notebook would be filled up on stuff I want to do. But until next time, guys, we'll holler at you next week sometime and show you our progress. And thank you to everyone who likes and shares my videos. It means the world to me. I appreciate it dearly. And this is just an awesome community, guys. But this is Heath from the Southern Fried Rod Shop, and we'll holler at y'all later.